hanging out with my buddy Pluto today, talking about life in the doghouse and who likes and who loves life in the doghouse. Who spends a lot of time in the doghouse? You first started thinking about this is our idiom today for Supersize Your Business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, discussing and sharing my trials and tribulations, what's working, what's not, as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business. Spent over a quarter century in corporate America in some of the biggest and most amazing corporations on the planet and different industries, and simultaneously I was always running my own businesses on the side and have my own businesses, and spent 35 to 37 years in Italian food manufacturing, but also in real estate and network marketing, and other industries along the way, retail, things like that. So lots of different experiences that have led me to where I am today, and being sometimes in the doghouse, sometimes out of the doghouse. I was sharing a story about when I was 15 and got in the doghouse as a teenager, and also in corporate America, I was always one of those people that would ask for forgiveness instead of permission. That was my choice and my philosophy. And I guess the biggest aha about the idiom in the doghouse for me today was realizing that whenever I was in the doghouse, whenever I got in trouble, whenever I was in disgrace or dislike or facing punishment, it was of my own doing and of my own choosing. It was based on a choice that I would have made and that I did indeed make that other people didn't agree with or other people didn't like. We get that still today. If we speak up and share our opinions, share what we believe in, other people don't like it, right? Some people will like it. A lot of people won't like it. Guess what? That's awesome. That's perfectly okay. We each get to have our own thoughts, our own feelings, our own beliefs about everything. About religion, about politics, about sexuality, about beliefs, about everything. And it does not matter. It's not our job to convince everyone else that we're right and they're wrong. Because guess what? We're not. And they're not. We all just have different opinions, different ways of looking at the world based on the experiences that we've had and the conditioning, the upbringing, what we listen to, who we hang around with, what we see, what we look for. It's different for each and every one of us. And so my opinion is just my opinion. It's not any better or any worse than anybody else's opinion. Now, does it mean I don't vehemently disagree with some people? Yeah. Anybody that's a proponent of violence, harming other human beings or even animals or other living creatures, I got a problem with that. Anybody that's bullying or trying to shut other people down because they want to share their opinion or their beliefs, I got a problem with that because it's not right. And guess what? It's always on both sides of the fence. There's good and bad in everything. And I say look for the good and just ignore the rest, scroll by the rest, because it will hurt you. It will negatively impact you in ways that it's just not worth it. Even in my own family, we have religious differences in belief. We have, we run the whole spectrum with respect to religion just in my own family. We run the whole spectrum of political beliefs just in my family. Guess what? I love my family, whether I agree with them. Sexuality, same thing. We run the gamut in my family. So what does it matter? I still love the people that I love because I love them, not for absolutely every aspect of them. Very few human beings have absolutely every single thing about them that is lovable, right? We all have our own quirks and tendencies and habits and rituals that drive other people crazy. If you've ever been married, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? As much as you love and adore your significant other, I guarantee there are things that they do, he or she, that just are like, you're like shaking your head and you're like, I don't even know why you do that with the toothpaste. That doesn't make any sense to me. So just keep in mind that that's what makes the world awesome, is that we are so different. We are diverse. And it's got nothing to do with our physical characteristics. It's got everything to do with the fact that we're unique and special human beings, and we are all human beings. So in the doghouse, I was thinking about that today, and it got me going, obviously. There's certain idioms that really get me going. And this one, I've had a lot of experience being in the doghouse, and it's always been of my choosing. And the difference between me being in the doghouse and some other people is that when they get in the doghouse, they look to blame or be a victim or point fingers at somebody else that it's their fault that they're in the doghouse or facing difficulty or challenges. But each and every one of us, we are where we are because of the choices and the decisions and the experiences we've either had or not had because we didn't take action, we didn't decide, we didn't make a choice, we didn't make a decision. And I'm sure there's people that could argue with me and give me examples of, well, so-and-so got cancer and died, they didn't choose that. And I'm not going to argue with that one way or another because I have my beliefs about that. And obviously somebody that is saying that to me has their strongly held beliefs about that. I, based on my own experiences, come to believe certain things about every single experience and circumstance that we are in as human beings. And that's different than a lot of people. And guess what? I get to have my opinions about that and y'all get to have yours. So what else is going on? Get Up and Go Challenge, 40-day challenge. Should have been done 2 days ago, but today was day 42. And I just did a quick summary of the SOAP framework because it's something that I want to install in people's subconscious so that they automatically end up better off after any kind of challenge or change than when they experience that challenge or change. And that is entirely possible if you've got a framework and a foundation built in that just your subconscious automatically plays and automatically works you through that process versus just responding and reacting to the things that happen to you. You know, it's like if you wake up in the morning and you step out the door or you look out the window to see what the weather's like, and then you get all PO'd or mad because it's raining or snowing where I am from, or there's something going on with the weather that you don't like. Guess what? You have absolutely positively zero control over the weather, as do I. Although my granddaughter is saying that she's going to invent a weather machine someday to control the weather. So right now we have no control over the weather. So is there any point in being upset no matter what the weather's doing? No. Might as well just roll with it and say, okay, well, I guess I'm putting a sweater on today or I'm carrying an umbrella versus getting upset about it. Things that we have absolutely no ability to change or control, those are the things that you want to have on autopilot. Okay, if it's raining today, automatically this is what I'm going through, my soul process. If it's sunny today, this is what I'm going through. But we install it in our subconscious just like we do breathing and, thinking. I mean, nobody thinks to think, right? I don't think anybody I know thinks to think. I don't think anybody I know thinks to breathe unless you have some kind of a physical challenge that is forcing that up to your consciousness. So did that for Supersize Your Business. No, In the Doghouse was Supersize Your Business. For Get Up and Go Challenge was SOAP framework, summary of the SOAP framework. And then I also asked for people that have had or are facing a challenge right now that they want help with going through the specifics of the SOAP framework, just so that they could be an example. We can give feedback for them and that other people can learn from it as well. Fun challenge today was day 187. It was about genius and the importance of working in order to have your genius stand out. So what can you do to do some genius work today? What else is going on? It is a Sunday in my neck of the woods, so I am going to have a nice, fun, relaxing day. The kids left last night late, so I am back on my own. No more visitors, no more dogs, no more kids. So that gives me a little free time to work on some projects around the house that I'm working on. We're all working on projects around the house. So my responsibility and my commitment is to continue moving forward in working on projects around the house, which is part of my physical environment. And I'm working on what am I doing next with Get Up and Go? What am I doing next? Kind of, eliminated Pajama Grandma, with the exception of that's the page that I do the fun challenge on every day. Once a day, I use it to warm up my voice, and I share the fun challenge, and that's on my Pajama Grandma page. But by the end of that challenge, Pajama Grandma either will be a thing in the past or just a segment that shows up. I'm actually considering going with a longer format, once a week podcast. And if I do that, I haven't committed to that yet, but I'm thinking about it. Since I've already been doing 4 or 5 segments a day, it would be really easy to put that all into one once a week, more specific, more targeted podcast. And so I might framework that out for myself today if I so choose to do that. But I also am wrestling with what am I doing and how am I contributing if I'm not creating daily content. I've been doing daily content for at least 890, today is day 896, so well over 896 days, but daily content for sure for the last 896 days. And I like doing it. I like sharing it. And it adds structure to my life. And I personally am one of those people that's very chaotic, you can tell my background, and easily distracted. So if I don't have a consistent focus, it's easy for me to get distracted and go down the wrong roads. And in order to not do that, I like the fact that I'm creating this structured content every day. So I don't know if I'll continue to do that. I probably will. To be honest, I probably will. Because it does, I benefit by producing the content probably more than anyone else, because it keeps me consistent and pertinent and keeps me participating in my own life and in my own business, in my own personal development, as well as development of the people that I serve. So I'm thinking about that. I'm rattling it around. And again, a lot of people do things just for the results or the money of it. I do things because I feel like it's the right thing for me. And the right thing for me is more important than am I bringing in $1 billion because I do this thing. And a lot of what's driven online that makes me a little crazy is money focused, and just money is the only result that it's focused on. And I find that is just ingenuous, and I find it flaky. It's just like in the offline world. If you're only doing something for money, you can make a lot of money, but it might be short-lived and it might not really be serving the purpose that you want. And I'm all about making the world a better place. So if what I'm doing isn't going to make the world a better place, then I have to say, okay, well, why am I doing that? Would I want to even do that? So it's why I do my challenges differently than other people. It's why I provide tons and tons of upfront information and things. Not because I want you to pay me money, because I want you to frickin' figure it out so that you've got it working in your life to make your life better. Because guess what? If your life is better, you can positively impact the lives of other people. If in no other way but to be the example. So that's it. Go out, have an absolutely amazing day. If I can help you with anything, hit me up in the comments below. I am looking for a couple of things. Number one, I want to add challenge interviews to my podcast. So I'm looking for people that are facing a challenge and want to work through it, or have done an online challenge for other people and the results they've gotten of that, and good or bad. I mean, if you've done a challenge for people and it bombed totally, I would love to interview you. If you've done a challenge for people and it's awesome, it's done really, really well for you, I want to interview you on the podcast. Again, I'm adding a segment on the podcast for interviews. And since I love challenges so much, why not talk to people that have challenges, talk to people that have faced challenges and overcome challenges. Guess what? Every single person you meet is an expert at handling and dealing with challenges, including you, because we've dealt with a gazillion challenges in our life. Now, a gazillion is, of course, a technical term, but thousands and thousands and thousands of challenges in our life successfully. And we forget to focus on the ones we've done successfully, because the ones we haven't done successfully rear their ugly head and get our attention all the time. All right, have an amazing day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.